Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Unbettable episode. Today, again, just me and Holmes. Gary's out with the fam, but that's all right. We got college football to talk. We got to talk a little bit about an Eagles collapse as well. We got picks. We got NFL pick 'em. We are so back. Holmes, let's get right into it. We got a lot to talk about. Kick us off OSU versus Illinois.
Yes, sir. Let's get cooking. Big college football weekend this weekend. Good ranked matchup we're going to start out here with. Number one, Ohio State travels to number 17, Illinois. Ohio State undefeated. Illinois just one loss. And if you remember that loss, it was a big one to Indiana. And Indiana, I think, put over 60 on their head. So this is a big, big game for Illinois because the rest of the season, they've looked really good. But on the other side, Ohio State's looked good all season, man. They haven't had any bumps in the road. Julian Sayin has been playing out of his mind. And honestly, he's got a lot of help on the offensive side. Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, two of the best receivers in the game right now, and they're making plays for this dude. Julian Sayin he leads the nation in completion percentage at 80.2%. That's a ridiculous number. I mean, this dude has complete control of the offense, and really, he doesn't have to do a whole lot either because they are beating the shit out of teams, just physically. He is 101 of 126 on the season, 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns, no picks. He's been playing beautifully. But on the other side, I don't think many people have understood that Luke Altmaier, who's been with the Illinois program for a while, is playing pretty damn good in his own right. He has 12 TD passes on the season, only no interceptions. I only thought he had one. He has no interceptions, and he's thrown for over 1,500 yards. So he has been a great, great piece for this Illinois team, but they just ran into a really, really good Indiana team that we're going to be able to talk about in a couple of minutes. I'm not going to lie, even going away, I still like Ohio State to win and cover this game. I think Illinois has had some injury problems in their secondary, and if that is going to also hurt them in this game, Julian Sayin is going to take advantage of it, man. The wide receivers are going to go crazy. Julian's going to be able to spread the ball around. And we've talked about it a lot. The Ohio State defense is for real. They suffocate the hell out of you. I am interested to see what kind of pressure they can put on Luke Altmaier all game long. If they can stuff the run, if they continue to be dominant in the pass game, I mean, Ohio State's defense could literally take this game over. So I'm very much leaning toward an Ohio State win and cover in this game at, I think the number is 14 and a half right now. Don't love that number, but I still love Ohio State in the spot.
I love it, Holmes. We got all kinds of ranked matchups this weekend, but I want to take some time, bro. We got the Red River rivalry this weekend. Oklahoma taking on Texas. We know Texas has been struggling this year, but the key to watch is John Mateer. That man has had a hand injury for the past week and a half now, and he still remains questionable for Saturday. We'll see what happens. If he does play, expect them to keep handing the ball off to Torrey Blaylock a lot more. Texas just hasn't shown up this season. I don't expect them to in this game. Despite Texas being favored, I'm hammering that Oklahoma money line. Tier's going to play. And Holmes, Indiana, Oregon.
Woo! This game, I think, going to be one of the bangers of the week. Number seven, Indiana travels all the way to number three, Oregon. This is so interesting to me because not only are both of these teams coming off of a bye, both of these teams are 5-0. Both of these teams are 2-0 in the Big Ten. And both of these teams have looked explosive as hell this season. Indiana is putting up points on everybody and anybody. And Oregon, while they're also getting it done on the offensive side with a potential Heisman candidate and Dante Moore at quarterback, their defense has been pretty damn good too. They have held their opponents to very, very little points scored. I believe the most amount of points they have given up is to Penn State when they gave up 24 right before their bye. And Penn State obviously scored in overtime to inflate that score a little bit. So Oregon's defense has really, really shown up. The one place, though, one place where they've been a little bit susceptible is the secondary. They can be passed on a little bit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback for Indiana, that dude's got some juice. I think almost everybody that I've listened to talk about this guy says he will be playing at the next level. And if the draft were to happen tomorrow, he could be a number one pick. That's just, I haven't watched a whole lot of Indiana football. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm
Wow.
not the biggest Big Ten guy of all time. But Fernando Mendoza, in 5 games, over 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, one interception. On the other side, Dante Moore has been just as good, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns, and one interception. Those stat lines look very, very similar. But as we know, with Fernando Mendoza, he came from Cal last year. Not a great team. Comes into this Indiana team that really looked good on paper last year, but when they had to play tough opponents in Ohio State, Notre Dame, they got ran out of the building. That does not look to be the case this year. And I think Fernando Mendoza is literally certifying himself as a top QB to look at in next year's NFL draft. So I've had a tough time with this game all week. I don't really know which way that I'm leaning. My first thought was to take Indiana here because I really do think they're going to be able to keep this game close. But the one thing, the travel, I don't love how they have to go all the way to the West Coast. I know that's been a big, big problem for teams that are traveling, especially West this year. It's just really hard to wake up and do the whole body clock thing. It's a different kind of animal for the teams that have a lot of travel like that. So I don't have any leans in this game, but I'm just going to sit back and watch because this might be a damn good football game to watch.
The final ranked matchup of the weekend, Alabama taking on Missouri, the 8 versus the 14. Alabama 4-1. We know Missouri 5-0. Missouri at home this game in Memorial Stadium. Going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Not just the weather, but because Missouri will be pulling the upset on Alabama. That's right. You heard it here first. Forget the Alabama -2.5. Forget the Alabama money line. It is all Missouri in this game. Expect them to give Hardy the rock every single drive and watch this man dominate. Alabama is going to fall off again soon. I feel it coming. Missouri is that sneaky underdog team that is just the right amount of perfect to beat Alabama. Holmes, it's great that we talked all these matchups, man. But in our eyes, there's only one that really matters. And we know that. Give me your take. Gators taking on the Aggies.
Ooh, baby, Gators traveling to College Station, Texas A&M, number 5 in the nation. They're 5-0, 2-0 in the SEC, and I gotta give them credit where credit is due, man. They've looked really good this season. We've talked about it, I think, a couple times on the pod. There are 2 transfer wide receivers, Mario Craver and I believe Eric Singleton is the second one. Or maybe it might be Casey Concepcion. I have to look at their roster to make sure I know which one is which. They've been dominant. Mario Craver especially. He's been the biggest one on the Texas A&M Aggies. But the Gators showed me something great last week. I loved coming out of the bye week and actually enforcing, like we talked about, a game plan that we could be happy about, that we could stick to, and enforce in such a way that we just took Texas's will right from them. Ran the ball down their throats, hit the explosive plays when we needed to. DJ was finally able to connect on a passing level that we haven't seen all season, but we saw a lot of it last season. I think it can continue this game. I think we can actually go in and stun Texas A&M here. I don't want to give you the 100% outright we're going to win this game, but I do think we cover. I do think we cover this game. I think it'll be pretty close. The biggest thing that we need to do, we need to get out ahead of this team. Very hard thing for us to do. We don't get out ahead of a lot of teams, as we've seen so far this season. But if we do, and we force Marcel Reed into a lot of passing situations, a lot of time where he has to play catch up with the Gators, I think that puts us in the best position to win. When Texas A&M is playing from ahead, they can utilize their ground game. They can get Marcel Reed out in space, moving a little bit, scrambling, picking up yards on the ground for him. That's when it's going to become pretty dangerous for us. Defense, got to bow up like they've been doing all season long. They've been playing lights out. As long as the offense continues the trend from last week, I like us to absolutely keep this game close and possibly even pull off an upset win right here and get us back to 500.
Holmes, my brain is telling me no,
Yeah.
but my heart is telling me yes.
Yeah.
Gators money line, we're taking it. And it's going to be because we will continue to run the ball with number 13, Jaden Bond. We will not stray from the game plan that fucked us over with, or that helped us with Texas. We need to establish the run. We need Lagway to piece together a couple good drives, and we need to get out early, and Texas A&M will fall to their knees They will get their first loss in the SEC, and they will get their first loss overall. Give me the Gators.
Nice.
Hammer it.
Hammer it.
Holmes, give me your card.
All right, guys. Once again, tail this guy. Don't tail this guy. I went 0-2 on Thursday Night Football. Giants with the outright win over the Eagles. Didn't see that coming in a million years, so that's unfortunate. Theo Johnson also, what was he, 4 yards away from our prop? Awesome. All right, we're going to go into the card right here. College football first, then the NFL. I got 3 picks in each. For college, I am taking a very simple approach this week. Unranked home favorites up against ranked teams. We do this in college basketball a lot. Moving it over to college football, I am rolling with the unranked home favorites. That means I am taking USC minus 130 at home against Michigan. I'm taking Arizona on the money line plus 105 to get an outright win over BYU. And we're also taking Utah minus 4.5 against Arizona State. That's at minus 105. And then to the NFL, we're just going to keep it pretty simple here as well. Colts minus 6.5. Playing an Arizona team that had one of the biggest letdown wins of all time last week against the Titans. Colts have been rolling. We're sticking with the Colts. Rams minus 7. Baltimore looks abysmal without Lamar Jackson. I think Rams, coming off a pretty disappointing loss to Mac Jones in prime time, they want to get back here. Rams minus 7. And then the Seahawks, money line. It's a pick 'em. They got to travel all the way to Jacksonville. But you know what I heard? Under Mike McDaniel out there, or no, not Mike McDaniel. That's your boy in Miami. Mike McDonald, excuse me. Mike McDonald as head coach of the Seahawks. He is 2-10 at home. You know what his record is on the road? He is 9-1 on the road. He gets his boys up and ready to play on the road. Seahawks minus 110. Book it. Mondo, what do you got?
We got Arizona State plus 8.5. I like the way that they're kind of looking this week. I've heard a lot coming out of their practice. I think that they're going to show up, and I think they may even win this game. Michigan plus 2.5. I think there's going to be absolute bully ball out of them. Iowa State minus 2.5. Tennessee minus 11.5. Maryland plus 6.5. Into the NFL, we got CMC touchdown, Broncos minus 6, Lions money line. Then we have our long shot lay of the weekend. Diggs touchdown, Alvin Kamara touchdown, and the Lions money line because for some unbelievable reason, they're an underdog. So gonna hammer that plus 1244. And with that, Holmes, how are we looking in pick 'em?
Well, we're all within one game of each other. Gator 33-29. I am 32-30. You are 31-31. We are 500 or above right now. It is great to be in this position. We missed last week, obviously, so we will not be counting last week. But we're here to run it back. Got a lot of games on Sunday, 2 games on Monday. Let's dive right into it, dude.
I mean, do we just kind of chalk it up and like we all start 0-1 this week? Because I know there's a 0% chance we all took the Giants here. So
Yeah, honestly,
I
you're
feel like
probably right about
I
that.
feel like
Yeah.
that's the only fair way to do it. We're all just 0-1 because
Yeah,
good
you know
God.
what? We'll wear that one. Honestly, we're men of transparency. We are men of accountability on this pod. We did lose that. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. Didn't see it coming.
Uh Eagles, they're gonna need to figure their shit out. But let's kick it off. 9:30 a.m. Holmes, who's your pick? Broncos, Jets in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England.
What do we got on the spread on this game?
Minus 6.5 for Denver.
Oh man, it's easy for me. I don't give a shit that they're playing overseas. The Jets are literally 0-5. They're one of the worst teams I've ever seen right now. Broncos, I think, are figuring it out a little bit. That was a big, big win last week against the Eagles. I think they're going to continue to keep it rolling. I'm taking them to cover this, dude. There's just no way with a sane brain that I can back the Jets with any amount of points right now.
Agreed. No real argument there. Broncos, they got a great defense. Jets have a stagnant offense. They're kind of starting to piece it together, but at the end of the day, they're just not going to do it. The Jets are going to lose, and it's going to be bad.
Agreed.
Broncos minus 6.5 into Chargers at the Dolphins. Chargers favored by 3.5. I am taking the Chargers by 3.5. I have no faith in the Dolphins. I don't trust our team at all. Holmes, over to you.
I'm going to go the opposite way. Oddly enough, I am going to trust your team here for a couple of reasons, honestly. One reason is just the number 3.5. I hate the hook number right there. So I think the Dolphins can lose by three, honestly, in this. I don't really see the Chargers blowing them out because I'm going to give your team a little bit more credit than you probably will. I
Yeah.
think there's something there that they can keep battling. They have pieces on the offensive side to be able to work with. The defense is just it's a tough watch. It really is, but they just need a turnover or two to make this game theirs. And the Chargers have way too many injuries right now for me to feel very confident about picking them. I don't know what's happening with their run game. The offensive line has had a lot of injuries. Just right now, I'm not feeling the greatest about the Chargers until they show me they're back to their winning ways. I'm gonna ride with your Dolphins, brother. Or plus 3.5.
All right. Cardinals at Colts, Holmes. Where are we going? Colts favored by 6.5.
Oh man, this is one of my picks of the week. I'm taking Colts minus 6.5. No explanation needed here. We said it all earlier. Cards, absolutely horrible week last week. Colts have been a money team this year.
Agreed. Yeah. I'm taking the Colts to Indiana Jones looking unbeatable, but it's really that run game out of Jonathan Taylor. They're going to
Yeah.
destroy this weak Cardinals front line, and I'm hammering Colts minus 6.5.
Yes, sir.
Patriots at Saints. I am going to be honest. I don't really know which way I want to go. This is kind of a poop bowl for me. Uh, I'm going to go with the Saints here. I think that they can establish the run early, maybe feed Kamara a touchdown in the first quarter, help with that lay. Um, and give them that 3.5 bump.
I kind of lean with you here as well. Just the 3.5 with the Saints at home. I like the Patriots, obviously, as the better team. They've shown themselves to be the better team. But this kind of seems like one of those situations where the Patriots are riding pretty high off of a divisional win against the Bills in Buffalo in prime time last week. I think maybe a little bit of a letdown spot for them here. I know the Saints did win last week as well and got their first win of the season against the Giants, but number one, Giants are not a great team. Again, even last night, I still don't think they're a great team. And number two, we've seen it all season long. The Saints play 4 quarters of football, dude. They don't give a damn if they're down 30 or they're down three. They play 4 quarters of hard football. So I'm going to go with the Saints to cover here as well. Saints plus 3.5.
Browns at Steelers. The Browns, Dylan Gabriel making his second start. Shador Sanders announced as the backup QB. Steelers still favored by 6.5. Home, which way are you going?
Nah, I got to keep it a buck on this one, man. Steelers at home, minus 6.5. You got to take that. I know the Browns defense has looked really nice, but I'm not in a position to back Dylan Gabriel in that lackluster offense right now. Really, the best part about that offense is Quinshon Judkins. He's looked
Yep.
fantastic. Other than that, we talked about it last episode. Jerry Judy's got dropping problems. They're not really letting Dylan Gabriel do too much. The line is okay. I mean, their defense is what they hang their hat on, and they just traded Greg Newsome to the Jags, so that's a big piece out of their secondary that's
Yep.
lost. I like the Steelers here to get it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That move was the big piece in the decider for this game. I think DK Metcalf's now gonna have a huge line. I'm hammering the Steelers in this game minus 6.5 into Cowboys at Panthers. Dallas favored by only 3.5. I'm gonna hammer Dallas here. I'm still uncertain about that Panthers offense. They looked great last week behind Dowdle, but you got a lot of stuff to figure out now. And Javonte Williams, man, that's my horse.
Yeah,
I think the Cowboys are quite literally going to ride him to the win.
that's very possible. I mean, I think I was leaning toward the Cowboys, I think, all week until today. Today, literally, this was so weird.
Wow.
I looked at this game specifically, I looked at these splits. The Panthers are so much better of a team at home than they are on the road. Like it's night and
Mm-hmm.
day type shit. So again, the 3.5 number, you get that hook there. I'm gonna take the Panthers to cover here. I know the Cowboys have been looking good. Dak Prescott kind of putting together an MVP season right now. He's looking really good on that offensive side. Like you said, Javonte Williams toting the rock. Have a resurgent season, kid. We love to see it. But on the other side, that defense is not good. Obviously, last week they bowed up a little bit because they played the Jets, and the Jets offense is trash. Jets couldn't do anything against them. I'm gonna give a little bit of love to the Panthers here because they have shown at times on offense they can get it done, especially at home. I'm gonna ride with the Panthers here.
All right, home Seahawks at Jags, a shocking powerhouse matchup this weekend. Seattle favored by 1.5. Where are you going?
You already know I picked a money line. I'll pick them on the spread as well. Seahawks -1.5. They're apparently, again, under Mike McDonald, they're ridiculously good on the road. I don't understand it, but they suck at home. It's so weird. It's such a long travel for them. But it was the same thing last week. The Bucks had even more travel to go from Tampa to Seattle, and they still pulled out with a really, really gritty win. I think Seattle hates that they lost that game to the Bucks. They're still trying to establish themselves as one of the top contenders in the NFC. I think they're going to go down to Jags. They're going to surprise them a little bit. Jags also riding high off of a massive primetime win against the Chiefs. Short week. I think the Seahawks will come in here and get it done.
Yeah, this is my game that I've been flip flopping on the whole time. I gotta take the Jags here, man. 3-0 at home. Eh, They're at Everbank this weekend. They've looked unstoppable. I'm gonna hammer the Jags +1.5.
Fair enough.
Rams, Ravens. Rams -7.5. That's my pick. That's all you need to know. Holmes.
I'm with you. Rams was my pick -7 in the on my card for the weekend. Not much else to say, man. Ravens have looked like shit. Rams need a really good get back after the loss against the 49ers. Hammer the Rams.
Into the afternoon slate. Titans at Raiders. Raiders favored by 3.5. Where are you going?
Dude, this is gonna be the one game that, regardless of the hook, I'm gonna take the Raiders here to cover and win. And that is surprising as hell. Couple reasons. Again, I think everybody's going to be on the Titans because of last week. They finally got their first win. I don't see them doing this again. There's no way. The Raiders, on the other hand, I know how bad they've looked. A lot of it's due to Geno Smith and his garbage play. Defense really hasn't been that great either, but at home, you'd be in front of your home crowd. There ain't no Titans fans coming out to Vegas for the weekend because they hate their team. The Raiders are going to right the ship. Pete Carroll's going to get his boys right. And the Raiders are going to come out with a win here, dude. I believe it. I'm taking Raiders -3.5.
Holmes, I'm with you here. I am all in. I hate the Titans. I really don't think that they deserve to be this close, even with how bad the Raiders have been. Genty's going to be running the rock. We know that it's just up to Geno to make the right passes and just be a game manager. Don't even try and launch it down the field. That's where he
Mm-hmm.
keeps getting into trouble. If he just sticks with the game plan, works the way down, establish the run, burn the time, the Raiders will come out on top in this game. I'm taking them -3.5, which
Yes,
brings
sir.
us to Bengals at Packers. Now, this is an interesting game because the Bengals just got themselves a handy dandy new 43 million-year-old QB in
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, who coincidentally beat the Packers a couple weeks ago with the Browns.
Interesting.
The Packers are currently favored by 14.5. Holmes, I'm going the Bengals here.
I don't blame you, bro. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you on this shit. Not just the Joe Flacco thing, the fact that he already knows this team and just beat them a couple weeks ago. But the 14.5 is this is too much. We
It's
saw a spread
absurd.
like this 2 weeks ago. Saints and the Bills, 15.5. It got as high as 16.5. In the NFL, when spreads are that big, I will almost never lay points with a favorite.
No.
There's no way unless it is some shit like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would lay something that big. It would literally have to be like a no, I can't. I was gonna say Bucks versus Titans, and I still wouldn't lay that. There's no way because they would find a way to bring that down to the last possession. Bengals here, dude. This is too many points. 14.5 is just absurd. I think Joe Flacco is gonna give the team a little life. I don't think they're gonna win by any means, but it's 2 touchdowns, dude. Cover by 2 touchdowns. Come on now.
I don't even know that we need to read this one out, but 49ers at Bucks, Bucks -3.5. Where are you going?
I don't give a damn about that 3.5, boy. Give
There
me
he
the
is.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep. I'm hammering the Bucks too. It's a no-brainer here. 49ers still alternating quarterbacks. We don't know if Brock Purdy will stay healthy or even be healthy. It's always up in the air. Baker, looks fucking unstoppable. Arguably a top 3 QB in the league right now with the way he's been playing. And the rookie man, Egbuka. Holy shit, what a player. Bucks -3.5. Bringing us to Sunday Night Football, where the Lions are taking on the Chiefs, and the Chiefs, despite being absolutely fucking dog shit, are favored by 2.5. This is a no-brainer line, folks. You hammer the Lions in this game, and I am taking them with this pick.
I want to so bad in this game because this line makes no goddamn sense to me. So that's why I'm going to take the Chiefs minus two
Oh,
and a half. I'm telling you, bro. This is that type of shit. This is that type of shit in college football and college basketball that we talk about. The unranked home favorites. The books, Vegas, they know something that we don't. They know something about this game that we don't. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna try and learn. I'm just gonna lay it with the Chiefs and see what the hell happens. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
unbelievable.
All I gotta say.
Vegas don't know shit, bro. Get
We'll
out of here.
see, dude. We'll see. They've had my number, so they know something. Damn.
All right, Monday Night Football, Bills at Falcons. Bills favored by 4.5. Where you headed, Holmes?
I'm gonna take the Bills. I'm gonna take the favorite here. I know that they're on the road, and I know that the Falcons are coming off of a bye as well. But I think the loss against the Patriots in prime time, divisional game, is exactly what the Bills needed. They were undefeated. They were riding high. They needed somebody to punch them in the mouth because they need a get back. They need to recalibrate. I think they'll be able to do it against this Falcons team that we've seen get shut out by the Panthers.
Agreed. All in on the Bills. Bills look good on the road despite it being just one game. I'm with you. I think they're going to have a bounce back, and I'm taking them minus the 4.5.
Yes, sir.
Which brings us to our final game of the slate. We have the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. Commanders favored by 4.5, and I am hammering the Commanders in this game. Holmes, where are you going?
I'm rocking with my boy Lip, baby. Bear down. Let's go. Bears are keeping this close. Bears might even outright win here. I
Wow.
think I think Caleb is starting. I told you in the chat last night, Caleb is finally starting to put it together. He's got a coaching staff and a system around him that he is finally starting to realize is playing to his strengths. Is nowhere near the team that he was with last year. There's something about the Commanders to me that speaks fraudulent. I don't know what it is. I don't really know if it's their defense that's been inconsistent or if it's been the offensive side that kind of is the same way. The injuries at running back, the injuries at wide receiver. Jaden Daniels obviously been in and out with injury. There's something about that team that I can't quite put my finger on, but I like the Bears. Give it to me, baby. Let's go. Bear down. I love it.
There you have it. The battle of the Monday Night Football. We'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode of Unbettable, please make sure to like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. We will see you on next week's episode of Unbettable. Peace.